Hello everyone. Have you ever felt itchy in a certain place even though you don't have a rash, insect bites, or allergies, and just thought it was due to dry skin or weather changes? I used to be very subjective, but one day I read information that really shocked me. Doctors at home and abroad have noted that a persistent itch in certain places on the body can be an early sign of many types of cancer that appear before pain, swelling, or fatigue. Sounds unbelievable, right? But if what I'm about to share today helps you detect the disease early, then just an itch can save a person's life. So, I hope you will take a few minutes to listen carefully, because the person who needs this information may be none other than you or a relative in your family. Dear friends, itching is one of the most common reactions of the body. It can be caused by a prick in the nose, allergies, dry skin, and other very common causes. But what I want to share today is completely different. Itching for no apparent reason, no rash, no allergy, not even after applying medicine. I once asked a dermatologist. He said something that I will always remember. If the itching persists without any external signs, don't think it's a skin problem, but suspect an internal problem. The reason is because in our body there is a system called the humoral system. It's like a guard, always watching and protecting us. But when a cell grows abnormally, for example, a cancer cell, the immune system starts to react, and in the process, it produces inflammatory substances. These inflammatory substances don't cause fever, don't cause swelling, but they secretly stimulate the nerves under the skin, causing the itching sensation. Itching feels like something is crawling under the skin. Scratching is not enough. Some areas of the body have more sensory nerves, such as the calves, upper back, chest, scalp, private areas, so the itching sensation is easier to recognize. And strangely, doctors have recorded many cases of early-stage cancer without tumors, no pain, just a dull, persistent itching sensation. Signs of persistent itching in the calves. Have you ever experienced this condition? Every night, both shins or front calves itch like ants are crawling. Scratching until the skin is red does not help. Soaking in cool water, applying lotion, even changing the bed sheets still causes itching. I want to emphasize that if the itching lasts more than 2 weeks, is not due to a bite, no allergy, no rash, then it is a sign that the body is trying to warn. In many cases, lymphoma, a cancer of the immune system, is an early sign of itchy feet, which may seem unrelated but is actually quite logical. When cancer cells begin to form in the lymphatic system, they release many inflammatory substances. These substances travel throughout the body and often focus on irritating the nerves under the skin of the feet, which have many sensory nerves but few sweat glands and little elasticity. You will feel itchy and uncomfortable at night, especially when lying down to rest. It is worth mentioning that there is no sign of redness or peeling. The skin is still smooth, but inside it is itchy and burning. Let me tell you a true story of Mr. Tan, 73 years old, in Nam Dinh. He said, "I kept itching in a place in front of my shin, scratching it every night until I couldn't sleep, not daring to tell anyone because I thought the mattress was dirty. I went to the dermatologist twice, changed the soap, applied medicine, and went on a diet, but it still didn't go away. It wasn't until I felt tired, lost a few pounds despite eating normally, that the doctor ordered a blood test and a CT scan and discovered an abnormal lymph node in my chest, the early stage of lymphoma. And he told me this. It was that seemingly small itch that saved me. I'm not saying this to make you worry, but to let you know how to listen, because the body can't speak with words, but it knows how to knock on the door with emotions, and sometimes just a small itch is a signal for you to keep for life. Signs of 2 deep itches between the shoulder blades. Have you ever experienced this feeling? Itching between the shoulder blades' shoulders. The upper back itches in the same place. The more you scratch, the more itchy bleeding, itching that does not go away. At first, I thought it was simple, maybe due to back sweating, lying on a hot mattress, or wearing a tight bra. But when the itching lasts for weeks, applying medicine does not help, it does not get better, then the body is trying to signal something from the inside. Sounds strange, right? Back itching is related to the pancreas located deep in the abdomen. That's right. When there is a tumor at the top of the spinal cord, it can compress the bile duct, preventing bile from flowing out as usual. At this time, bile salts accumulate in the blood and move throughout the body, irritating the nerves under the skin, especially in the upper back where there are the most sensory nerves. As a result, I feel a deep itch in the middle of my back. It does not get better, but the skin is still smooth and not red and swollen. I also clearly remember a 70-year-old woman named Hong in Cali. She said that I kept itching at a point in the middle of my back, scratching. In the trash did not cause a rash, no allergy. Changing the mattress and changing clothes still did not help. By chance, she went for a general checkup, high bile enzymes. Ultrasound showed that the bile duct was compressed. CT scan detected a small tumor in the head of the pancreas. Fortunately, the disease was still in the early stages, so the doctor intervened promptly. She said, "If it weren't for that itch, I probably wouldn't have gone to the doctor." A simple sentence but saved a life. Dear uncles and aunts, the pancreas is an organ located deep in the body, very difficult to detect, without obvious symptoms, but your body is very smart. It knows how to remind you with gentle but persistent itches. So, if you have an itch in the middle of your back at a fixed location, no redness, no allergies, don't be subjective. Listen to your body and boldly go to the doctor with just one ultrasound test for enzymes. You will know right away. Signs of unexplained scalp itching. Dear uncles and aunts, have you ever felt your scalp itching? Especially in the afternoon or evening, even though your hair is clean, no dandruff, no fungus, no flaking. I know many people will immediately think that the shampoo is not suitable or the weather is dry. But if you have changed shampoo to keep your head clean, not changed hats, not sprayed glue, but the itching still does not go away, the itching lasts day after day, then you should be very careful. In fact, experts have noted that persistent scalp itching, especially in the elderly, can be an early sign of leukemia, lymphoma, or scalp cancer. Why? When the blood begins to have abnormal cells, the mucosal system responds by releasing inflammatory substances. These substances enter the small blood vessels in the scalp and stimulate the sensory nerves there, causing a dull, uncomfortable itching. For no apparent reason. Let me tell the story of Mr. Brown, 73, who lives in Linda. He said, "I kept itching behind my left ear. No dandruff, no rash. After shampooing, I felt a little better, but by evening, the itching continued, and uncomfortable itching in the skin, not on the skin. After several months of changing all kinds of shampoos without improvement, he often felt tired, and sometimes bruised easily even without strong impact. After a general examination, the doctor ordered a blood test and found an increase in white blood cells, and finally confirmed that it was early-stage leukemia. Fortunately, because he did not ignore the itching symptom, the disease was detected early and treated promptly. The scalp is a very sensitive area, but it is also easily overlooked because it is difficult to see and difficult to notice. So if you have an itchy rash on one side of the head or the back of the neck, ask a relative, barber, or nurse to observe carefully for any rashes, redness, or unusual bumps, especially in older people with baldness or thinning hair. Scalp cancer can also start from just a slightly rough area of skin. A mild itch can be easily confused with a mild fungus or dry skin. Remember, a small itch, if it keeps recurring in the same place, is no longer a small matter. It can be the most silent but also the most valuable warning from your own body. Signs of itching in 4 areas around the chest or chest area. Dear uncles and aunts, the chest area, especially the area around the nipples or under the breasts, is a very sensitive area. Just wearing a little tight clothes, sweat, or strong soap can also cause itching. But if the itching persists, the itchy skin remains in one place, is not red, does not go away even after changing clothes, changing soap, then uncles and aunts should pay attention, because itching around the chest area has been recognized as an early sign of a rare but very dangerous type of cancer. Inflammatory breast cancer. Unlike common breast cancer, inflammatory breast cancer does not initially form a clear tumor, but often starts with small changes on the skin surface, such as redness, slightly thickening like a grapefruit peel, or simply a dull itch in one place that does not go away. In particular, men can also get breast cancer, although it is rarer, but it is easily overlooked because of lack of attention. I would like to tell you about the case of Mrs. Linda, 69 years old, in Ben Tray. She told the doctor, "I keep feeling itchy around my right breast, like something is lightly rubbing inside. No rash, no pain, no lumps, just persistent itching." She wore a bra, stopped wearing underwire bras, and used anti-allergy cream, but the itching did not subside. A few months later, the skin around the itchy area began to thicken a little. The doctor did an ultrasound and biopsy and discovered early-stage inflammatory breast cancer. Thanks to timely examination, the treatment was very successful. I also met Mr. Kwong, 72 years old, in Da Nang. He said he felt itchy in a small spot near his left nipple, no rash, just itchy and slightly painful. After the examination, the doctor was also diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer, a disease that is said to occur only in women. So, don't wait until there is a painful lump to go to the doctor. There are some types of cancer that do not form tumors, but only leave an itchy feeling calling you every day. Signs of itching in the anus and private area. Dear aunts, this is the last sign and also the most sensitive sign. So many people are often shy to talk about it, but it is also the most important sign that we absolutely should not ignore. There are many older people who feel a dull itch in the anus or private area, but because they are too sensitive, they do not share or go to the doctor. They think it may be due to internal temperature, sitting too much, or simply not cleaning properly. But if the itching lasts for weeks or months, is on one side, a small fixed spot, and does not subside with medication, then it is no longer a normal symptom and could very well be an early warning sign of cancer. Doctors have noted that anal cancer, vulvar cancer in women, and penile cancer in men can all start with just a mild, prolonged itch without pain or swelling. Mr. Duong, 76, from Tay Ninh, came to the clinic after nearly a year of silently enduring the itching in the anal area. He thought he could just change his diet, drink more water, and apply medicine, but it didn't go away. After an endoscopy, he was diagnosed with a small tumor inside the early stage of anal cancer. Ms. DM, 68, from Kianjiang, had itchy skin on one side of her private area, which was worse at night. She had used gynecological medicine many times, but it didn't go away. After a biopsy, precancerous cells were found on the edge of the vulva, and thanks to early detection, complications were prevented. Dear aunts and uncles, the sensitive area is not an area to be ashamed of, but it is the place that needs the most love and care. The older we get, the more we have to pay attention. Don't let shyness make us miss the golden opportunity to detect the disease early. Because as Uncle Duong said, that seemingly unlucky itch turns out to save us. So, you and I have just gone through 5 very special itchy locations, seemingly harmless, but can be the first voice of the body when something is wrong. And remember, not everyone who has an itch is sick. But if you let the itch last for a long time and don't know the reason, don't stay silent, don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Paying attention early today can be what saves you tomorrow. I would like to emphasize once again, not everyone who has an itch gets sick. But if you let the itch last for a long time without paying attention, it's easy to miss the opportunity to detect it early. Our body can't talk, but it always has a way to remind us if we listen. Sometimes it's just a little itch, but it can save our whole life. If you find this video useful, please leave a comment below. Could be a feeling, a story, or simply that I will pay more attention. Your sincere sharing will motivate me and help many others have more opportunities to detect early. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, not to receive more videos but to not miss any important signals from your own body, because you still have many things to live fully, because there are still loved ones who need you to be healthy, and because you deserve to live peacefully every day. Thank you for listening. See you in the next videos.